Welcome back, my little lambs. It's time for another episode of NT Sheep's Digital Wonderlands. Welcome back, my little lambs, to the wastelands of Fallout 76. Today we're going to be taking a look at the special shotgun called the Kabloom. It drops from the event called Safe and Sound. This is a really interesting shotgun. One thing about it is you can edit the legendary effects. So you're going to see here, I changed out the anti-armor first star effect for Furious. And that's a really key thing because with the changes that they did to the Furious and the perk card system for Onslaught, you'll notice that it's 64 damage times 8. So you're shooting 8 pellets with each round. So each one of those pellets technically counts as a shot for Furious. So with just one shot from the Kabloom, your Furious automatically goes up to like 7 or 8. So you're starting to get damage bonus to it pretty darn quick. One of the other interesting effects about the Kabloom, which is standard to it, is it has a poisoning component to it. You'll see that it does 32x8 for poison, and then it's doing poison damage over time. Now, I've sat there and done some other upgrades to this. I put the stabilized barrel on, stabilized stock of... You can't change the sights at all on it, if I remember correctly. But I went ahead and put prime receiver, and that's increased our damage pretty good. So we're going to take a look at my perk loadout next, and you can see this is what I'm using for the shotgun build. There's a lot of things in here that if you want, you can kind of just, you don't really need them. Some of these were just perks that I put in to fill out the slots and everything. But one of the main things about the shotgun build is you're going to be wanting to use perks and strengths. Shotgun Champ, Easy Target, Love the Spread, Scatter Shot. Those are the main ones in strength that you want to use for a good shotgun build. All the other perks that you see in here are just ones that I put in to fill things out and help me with all the weapons I'm carrying and weight reduction and stuff. Over in Perception, we're using things like Number Cruncher, Down Ranger, but this can also be swapped out for Center Masochist. There's a couple of different ways I've been testing this build. And Down Ranger will give you 20% bonus damage to enemies that are far away. So for shotguns, that's always been one of their limitations, is they're a close-up weapon. And especially with the changes to the damage system of once you're out of range, the damage fall off is pretty darn high. Any range you can give your shotgun is definitely going to be a bonus. But even after testing with Down Ranger, I have gone back to Center Masochist. And I'll show that in some other videos and everything. But other important things for the shotgun is going to be Tormentor, Tank Killer, Skeet Shooter. Because it's got explosive to it, Grenadier helps really good. Fast Fighter is something that also helps with your reload speed. And it's definitely something that you want to use if you're running mutations like Speed Demon. Because this is a pump action shotgun, it does take some time to perform a full reload, but the bright side to the pump action shotgun is, in between battles, it's really easy to sit there and just tap the button to reload and keep yourself topped off. So as long as you get yourself into a good fighting groove and everything, you shouldn't really have to worry about getting stuck in between a fight and having to worry about reloads. Now, most of the stuff I have in Endurance is just there for basic stuff, but a couple of things that are there for important reasons is Fireproof is one. Because this shotgun is explosive, when you're shooting at enemies that are close to you and everything, there's a chance for your explosive damage to also hurt you. So fireproof would definitely help you mitigate the chance of blowing the enemy and yourself up at the same time. Now, because it's furious, we're using a lot of perks and agility, and I almost completely maxed it out, but these are the main perks that I have found that are making the shotgun build, especially with the Kabloom, really good. These are all perks that are increasing your limb crippling damage and increasing your onslaught count and everything. I can get up to a full onslaught stack of around 20. And since you get onslaught stacks per pellet, that means in about 2 shots, I'm almost maxed out. So I'm getting a very good damage bonus from my onslaught. Over here in luck, these are just main things that I have. Class freak, because I'm running a lot of mutations. I want to mitigate the negative effects from them as much as possible. That's also one of the reasons why back over here in endurance we've got starch genes. I don't want to lose my mutations. But also over here in intelligence, again, because this is an explosive weapon, demolitions expert is definitely something that you want to sit there and see about going ahead and making sure you're running. So now that we've got most of this basic information about the build and how the shotgun is set up, let's see how well it works with some battling. Okay, we're going to pop some berry mentats real quick. We are outside Vault 76. We're going to go over here and target some ghoulies that are always usually hiding down here. That's 1. That's 2. Oh, come on. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. As you can see, though, headshots with the Kabloom on basic ghouls does really darn good. We were getting excellent critical damage out of it. We're taking them out, with 1 shot. And so it's definitely working well on them. We're going to long range these guys. Looks like we one-shotted that one. One-shotted that one. As you can see, we got a couple of direct hits from pellets. The rest of the damage was the explosive damage. Well, we missed a... Okay. Did good with that one. I think he's the one that's usually normally hiding inside here. Yep. No ghoul in there. Okay. There's 2 up here. Let's try and hip fire at them. You can see those numbers popping off to the side. That's the poisoning. And one of those ghouls went down from poison damage. The other one, he almost went down. So we're going to have to finish him off with a shot. It's doing pretty darn good on basic enemies like ghouls right outside Vault 76. Let's go ahead and let's fast travel to 2 radiation zones down there. That's not good. Let's go to Huntersville. We're going to try it out on some super mutants. Now, they should be at least level 75 or 100 here. So once we get loaded in, we're going to sit there and see what we can do. I think usually right behind us, there's some floaters. Let's see if we can use the explosive damage to get them to pop out. Okay, got them to pop out, and one shot to poison them, and they died on their own. Got him to pop out. Let's try and do a headshot. Okay, took him out. There's one left down here. We're just going to shoot at the ground. The explosion damage has caused him to pop out, and a headshot has taken him out. So, against enemies like floaters, the Kabloom is handling itself pretty well. So, we're going to run up here. Let's see if we can find some extra ammo. Yep. Extra ammo in there. Explosives are always good. Okay. Now, there's usually a super mutant and a dog down here. Okay, there's the doggy. Let's try and get him with a headshot. Doggy down. Okay, Super Mutant X, level 75. Headshot. Okay, it almost completely took him out instantly. The poison damage definitely finished him off. So, that looks like it's pretty good. Okay, here's another Super Mutant. Now, let's see. One Violent Night is popping up. Should we try and go over to that, or should we finish off Super Mutants here? I think we'll clear out this area first, and then we'll see about maybe going to One Violent Night. So by now, you've definitely been noticing that if I don't take an enemy out in one shot, my follow-up shots are doing double, even triple damage. This is because of the perks that we've chosen in the strength and agility trees and the synergy that they have between them. In the strength tree, we've got scatter shot. 20% of damage dealt to a limb gets applied to all limbs. And then we've got easy target. When a target becomes crippled, you get a 75% boost to your range damage. Shotgun Champ, for each projectile your weapon fires when you're shooting at a crippled target, you get a 10% damage boost. So 8 projectiles out of a shotgun means an 80% boost to our damage. Now over in the agility tree, we've got Enforcer, which gives us a 15% chance to stagger and 75% damage to limbs. We've also got Modern Renegade, which gives us small guns hip fire accuracy of plus 30% and 75% limb damage. So just those two cards there are giving us 150% bonus to limb damage. Combine those with Scatter Shot, and you can see how if we land a hit on any limb, head, arms, or legs, we're having a good chance at crippling an enemy almost instantly, and then we're going to start getting those great damage bonuses from Shotgun Champ and Easy Target. So this is an amazing setup, I think, for a shotgun build when paired with the right shotgun, and the Kabloom is definitely one of those. Its explosive damage effect and its poisoning effect, even if you're not getting direct hits, you're getting damage on the enemy, and it's going to be getting spread around pretty darn good. So even if you just hit the ground near an enemy, there's a good chance that you're going to be doing major damage and possibly crippling a limb just from splash damage alone. So let's see how well we can do with some more battling against mutants and West Tek and everything. And then I think we're going to go ahead and see if the Violent Night event is still up and running. Or we may just have to try and wait for it to pop up again later. Okay, so we're inside West Tek here. I'm overweighted, so I need to use a booster real quick so I can move freely. But what we're going to be doing is testing out the Kabloom on level 100 mutants. Now, we probably won't take them down with the first shot, but let's see what we can get for damage bonus. 96 first shot. 382 for the follow-up shots. That is almost a complete triple. Almost quad, maybe. Dog down with one hit. Okay, hip fire. 194, he's crippled. 428. That is an amazing boost in damage we're getting from those cards and the synergy that they have together. Let's get their attention just by firing the ground. Okay. A hip fire shot, I think we did half damage. I don't know if we got him crippled. The other one's here. Hip fire shot. You saw he went down on one knee, so that means we crippled at least one leg from a hip fire shot. So our damage bonuses are going through the roof. And even if it's taking 2 to 3 shots, look at the amount of ammo we're able to loot off the bodies. So yeah, this I think is a good build, and this may become my basic everyday build just for cruising around the wasteland. We're going to finish this guy off. Again, look, you see it. We get him crippled, and all of a sudden our damage is going up immensely. Let's try and take this guy out. Oh, this is cool. I think we're going to go ahead now and let's go to that event if it's still up and running. Okay, so here we are getting loaded into the One Violent Night. We've got the details of this. We saw how well the Kabloom was doing against super mutants. Let's see how well it's going to work as a crowd control. We probably may not need to use VATS as much. The explosive damage and everything, we should be able to just fire everywhere and do real good damage against the ghouls and everything. So let's go ahead and get into position here. This is a great spot to hide. The ghouls usually can't hit you if you're sitting here. Let's see. Let's use a lunchbox. That's going to give everybody here a good bonus for experience. And let's line up our shots with this door. Because we got Barry Mentats, we can see when they're coming. Okay. You can see he's crippled from that shot, and the poison took him out. He fell down as soon as he got to the stairs. You can see there's numbers flying all over the screen. That is from the explosive radius that we're getting. Firing through there, right through the door, when you've got multiple enemies walking through, it's just spreading all over. So, I mean, we're taking them out hip fire one shot. We're spreading the poison damage among others that are there. If we go ahead and use VATS, we're definitely getting good hits and everything. The effects from enemies dying and getting knocked back sometimes are pretty darn funny. But this is pretty good. I mean, we're just sitting here. We've got this door locked down using the Kabloom. The special effects from the explosive and poison are doing good, so we don't need to worry about if we're taking them out with one hit. I mean, look at that ghoul. He just, as he was trying to go up and hit the person playing an instrument, the poison damage took him out. So, for crowd control at an event like this, Kabloom is definitely a good weapon to use. So, I don't even think I need to talk anymore. We're just going to finish watching this event and see how well it goes. Okay, well, I think that's going to be the end of this video. I'm going to do several more videos of using different styles of shotguns, and we're going to really give this build a test in the wasteland and see if there's any tweaks that we can do. But so far, I like the way this has turned out. The Kabloom has become very, very interesting. The build spread that we have for perks and stats, I think, is going to work really good. So thank you so much for watching, my little lambs, and I hope to see you again next time in the Digital Wonderlands.